Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. I'm an agnostic noob, and I'm really tired. But we're going to continue on. The world isn't going to save itself after all. So this card club stuff is an amusing diversion, but I think I'd like to go up and see what the, what all the hullabaloo is on the third floor. I'm kind of putting that off for the last couple updates. And eventually we need to move this story along. And the card club will still be there. Up to the third floor with us. Let's see what kind of tricks Headmaster Sid has up his sleeve this time. He's already made me Commander of Forces. No, he's... Oh. Formed a military force to hunt down and kill his wife. I mean, this is... I don't know. Sid is not a normal guy. Thanks. Commander Squall. That's actually probably a good thing. I don't see Squall as being much of an administrator. Okay, that's good. What? She's exhausted. What about you? You were there. And Irving too, actually. Uh-oh. Don't tell me we're out of hot dogs. Well, let's see. We kind of talked to them extensively about that, so we might have, come across that information in passing, sure. Meaning... Alright, we can move. And hopefully steer? Alright, Nita's going to be the pilot. Good for him. He's come a long way from being a nameless NPC. Alright. I might have a few of those, yes. Suggestions on destinations. That will definitely be one of the destinations. That is true. Well, Squall's not doing a whole lot of commanding at this point. If only it were that simple. Now, having played this before, I actually do know what the Sorceress wants, and after 5 times through the game, I'm still kind of boggled by it, but, villains don't always have to make sense. You guys will see what I'm talking about later. What do you think, Zoo? Oh-ho! Yes, friends, as it turns out, Zoo is, in fact, a member of the card club. Specifically, she is queen. I already knew about you being Zoo. Alright, so she is Card Queen Heart. Well, if you insist. Let's begin. Bring it on, Zoo. Time for you to get wrecked. From a card club standpoint. Okay, sensible first move. Now, Zoo actually has a few cards that we're going to want. That one right there being one of them, Gargantua. She has another one, though. Oh, boy, oh boy. See, not having the open rule and being able to see their cards makes this much trickier. Want to be careful that you don't get trapped by a same or plus option happening there. Okay, we'll go ahead and use a free right here. Alright, we win. She's got a few cards that we would like to have there. Let's go for Propagator. Yes, I, Squall, am your card master. Only the second person. Who was the first? Ah. CC Group Leader King, the card master, the only person left that we have yet to challenge. Now the king isn't somebody that you can challenge directly. King has to come to you. Sneaky-like. Sort of like the Burger King, but a little less creepy. Yes, we should do that. Let's do that right now. I want more of your cards. We'll play one more game against Zoo here, and then we'll take a little trip. I know you guys would love to take a trip, right? Oh boy. Defensive move. Okay. Ooh, that one looks pretty nice. I think I might like to have that. Let's see. Let's play it safe and put Minotaur right there. Okay. I win. Alright, let's see. One of these I don't have is Catablepus. Some of the names are a little hard to pronounce. There's another monster we'll fight much later. So I'll definitely be looking to plunder Zoo's supply of cards, but for now let's go ahead and see what quest this is. So challenging Questus doesn't get us anywhere. Pity. Alright, Nita. Indeed. Well, it isn't a secret anymore now, is it? I plan on telling everybody. Oh, yeah. How'd you already know? Man, some secret everybody already knows. Okay, let's travel. Prepare for liftoff. Now, unless you think we have unfinished business in FH, don't worry. We will be back. FH is a destination that is visited multiple times. Oh, Squall. As usual, Renoa is laughing hysterically at his expense. Make a party of 3. And you can't choose selfie. Well, shoot. So we'll do a little Renoa and Zell action. I think we're okay on junctioning for right now. So it's at this point that you can now take control of Balam Garden. You move the whole building. It's like a massive supergiant hovercraft. At this point, the game opens up considerably. Even though you have a specific destination that you'll go to advance the story, you can also now travel around and check out a few other destinations across the world. Now, there are still places that you can't quite get to. For example, Garden can travel across water, and it can travel across flatlands. What it cannot do is travel across mountains. It can lift itself up over forests just fine, but getting over mountains is a no-go. Mountains are considered borders to gardens, so it's good to know about that. Steering the garden is a pain in the tuchus. Now you may notice, here if I can get the camera to cooperate with me, there's another very similar looking building right there. That is in fact Galbadia Garden. We don't want to tackle them just yet. Okay, here's the spot where Garden used to be. So let's have a look at the world map here. Fisherman's Horizon is right there. You can see the world is actually quite large. We've only seen just a little teeny bit of it. There's Fisherman's Horizon. Balam is right there. We've seen that. We've been very briefly to Delay. We've been to Timber. And we've been to Daling City. There's the Desert Prison. So we've essentially explored a fair chunk of this. This little bit right here, and of course Fisherman's Horizon. Which leaves this whole big chunk of world left to look at. We have got a lot of exploring to do. A lot of exploring. So we might as well get to it. Do a quick check of our time here. We're okay for right now. You can see Fisherman's Horizon is actually connected to two plots of land by a very long railroad system. The Golden Gate Bridge has nothing on this. This railroad is huge. Utterly huge. As you can tell, Garden has a little bit of trouble getting over certain terrain features here. And it is very, very hard to steer. Literally, I'm propelling Garden forward with the right analog stick and steering with the left. Why this couldn't have all been done on one analog stick is completely beyond my comprehension, but, you know, it was the PlayStation 1 era. What can you do? Let's see. Looking for a specific location. This is not it. Come on, get up there. See, this is what you run into. A lot of areas that it looks like you ought to be able to get up onto it, but not really. It is not for you to explore yet. There we go. Some traversable terrain. Oh, hey. This is pretty cool. Here, let's check this out really quick. This is something I'm not going to go to very often. But this little round forest section right here, you know, that looks like it's really specifically shaped, is in fact a little area called the Chocobo Forest. And at the entry is Chocoboy. You're in Chocobo's Forest Expert. You'll scare away the Chocobo if you all come in. Only one person can enter at one time. So the Chocobo's Forest is kind of a semi-side quest. There's a series of Chocobo's forests, and you have to solve puzzles in them. And the rewards are pretty lame, to be perfectly honest. Plus, you can't really take full advantage of it without a peripheral called the Pocket Station, I think it was. And it was this little add-on for the PlayStation 1 that is very difficult to find. It was difficult to find even when this was relevant. Not really worthwhile. So, but let's play along. It's called a Chocowiz. Want one? Well, are you going to charge me? Okay. Ah, see, there you go. Go ahead and pay the bill. We got plenty of gil. Okay, location is the Choco Sonar, and action is the Choco Zener. Somebody got paid to name these. A bargain price. So that's the basic idea behind Chocobo Forest. Meter on the bottom can be semi-helpful. So those are chocobos. They're not very helpful. So anyway, once you solve the puzzle, then he gets you a chocobo to ride. What is a chocobo, you might ask? Basically, like an ostrich, but a little bit more colorful. A little bit more plumage on the, around the head areas. And they serve very well as mounts throughout the Final Fantasy series. Chocobos are synonymous with Final Fantasy, as are the creatures known as Moogles. The character Sid appears in every Final Fantasy game, and of course Biggs and Wedge are also very prominently featured in Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy has a lot of little traditions. Chocobos are among them. So, we're going to pass on actually riding a chocobo right now because really it's quite unnecessary except in one very, very specific instance much later in the game. So, we are going to go ahead and get back into Garden. Okay, let's have a look around here. Quick check of our time. We still got a few minutes yet. You can see the camera does not like mountains at all. It can be a little bit frustrating, especially when you're traveling in the garden. Let's see, a lot of desert area there. Okay, now this little island right here, we're going to be back here later. Unfortunately, this is not someplace we can access just yet, but this is Cactar Island. What is on Cactar Island? Cactars. Also a creature that is synonymous with Final Fantasy. It will be a very, very specific destination for us to get to a lot later in the game, when we've acquired different means of transportation. You can see the garden does lift up into the air when it's on land, and you do get a little bit of hover from it. You can actually, sort of glide short distances. Unfortunately, it's not very effective in reaching certain areas. So, but that's okay. Once you get the hang of actually steering the garden around, it's not so bad, but it's still kind of awkward. You wonder why they came up with the control scheme, but like, it is what it is. So many mountains. So many sections of land that we cannot go up on. Oh, so vexing. Okay, is this area I'm looking for? In case you were wondering, I am in fact looking for a very specific location. If we could fly, it would be so much easier. But we don't fly, we glide. Ah, that's what I'm after, right over there. Okay. So this little location here is the Central Ruins. And we're going to explore this location, provided it's someplace we can survive right now. So, I'm going to test the waters in there very briefly, and see if it is in fact survivable. So, next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII, the Central Ruins, maybe. And if not, we'll head off to Blam and see what's going on in Zell's hometown. I'm Agnostic Noob, thank you very much for watching, and you have a wonderful evening.